odd, really.
Oh no! Focus has moved.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Focus has moved.
When you push your big one, push the in.
Oh,
It's your challenge.
I'd already done one. I pushed it in, so I've taken another one, but that one's out of focus.
Yeah, that's good. Like,
I don't have to use the back one though.
I've no idea. I'm making a right mess.
Yeah, but
We're talking lenses at the moment, and just saying that this 16 to 80, this newer lens, I'm not as keen on as what I am with my other lenses. I pushed it in when I first put my filters on by mistake. I pushed it in, so the first 4-minute exposure was a waste because I'd gone wide angle, which isn't what I set up. I've then just taken the filters. I noticed, I've then just looked at my next exposure of 4 minutes. Exposure time's really good, but it's out of focus. So when I pushed the zoom in and then pulled the zoom back out again, the focus has changed, which is really quite poor. You don't want that focus to change at all when you zoom in, really. So I'm now doing another third 4-minute exposure, so the sensor's going to be baking, so I'm going to have to give it a few moments just to let it cool down. But what I'm thinking of, because I'm not as keen on this lens's sharpness, it's more of a good overall lens, I think I'm going to put the 50 to 140 on, and I'm going to walk back over this way so the boat gets smaller and smaller and smaller behind me, and I think I'm going to get the same shot from somewhere around here. That way I'm going to get the same shot with a 50mm but a super sharp lens, because that 50 to 140 is by far Fuji's best lens, I reckon. Best lens on the market. It's done. Let's have a look. Did we get it right this time? Let's have a quick look and see. Either that or my battery's gone flat, one of the two. We just met up with Tony, the guy down here I said was photographing. He was taking photographs. He was actually put a post on our Facebook group the other day when I was asking about tides and stuff like that, and he was saying he was down here Wednesday, was it? Yeah, so 4 days ago, and it was only a 7-metre tide, and the tide was hardly around the bottom of the boat at all. So about 1 metre of tide makes a hell of a lot of difference. And sometime in August, 23rd of August I think you were saying, when 23rd of August, you're going to get a really mega high tide. So if you want to get this boat completely submerged, completely underwater, and probably some water up around some of these wrecks that are left on the higher shoreline, that's the time to get down here. But check your tide times, go online, check your tide times, put the calculations in it, it'll tell you what's the best time to be here. But weather conditions for shooting this are, like I said, absolutely perfect. It's calm, there's no wind, or very little wind, and the sky is just playing ball properly. That exposure that I took just now, I nailed it. The fourth time, it took me 4 shots, because the fourth one I took, I flicked the camera in, I had to do the check the settings, and I left it on aperture priority instead of switching it over to timer. So yeah, pretty good. I'm now going to, now I know who that photographer is over there, and we're not just going to jump in his frame, I'm going to head that way and jump in his frame like I normally do. Now I'm going to head over that side because I want to shoot back this direction, because the light over that way is fantastic, but what I don't like is the land in it, but I'm sure it'll work fine. That was quite nice to actually meet someone again from the Facebook group. This is our Facebook group, is Landscape Photography Adventures. I'll put the name across there for you, and yeah, just check it out, it's well worth it. It's a fantastic Facebook group, quite friendly, everyone gets on really well, and we have some fantastic photographers on there showing their pictures. Again, you'll see some videographers as well, some vloggers on there as well. So yeah, I've got another shot set up now though. And what are we playing with this time? I think what I'm going to do is switch it over onto live view for you and pop it up and show you what it is we're doing. So I'm going to switch it over into video. I'm going to take the filter off because it won't work with the filter on. Let's have a look like that. And I'm going to hit record. See it down here in the foreground, I've got this lovely texture in the mud, and all these cracks that are appearing in the dry mud where it's drying out. And what this does is sort of tells the story that the boat is stuck in this mud. So you've got this lovely mud textures. I've focus stacked this image because I had to. I focused down here in the foreground, and I focused in the midground, and I focused up here on the boat. And I've taken 2 exposures of the boat. So I've got one exposure with the boat nice and sharp and the clouds nice and crisp. And I've done another one with a 10 stop on. And the one with a 10 stop is just smoothing out that water there, just to give you that different feel to the image. But this down here is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go for another slightly wider one. I might even put the big 10mm on and get right down close to these and exaggerate some of this foreground and really pull that out and get this tiny little boat then up in the top corner. So that's the shot I'm doing, and all I've got to do now is get a decent 10-stop one. So I've come out onto the mud a little bit now because I wanted to try and get a slightly different angle on the shot, and I wanted to come round, like I said, to where Tony and Denise is actually over this side now. So just excuse the wind. The wind's picking up a little bit now. I've come out a bit opened up. I've got the 10-stop on. I'm doing a 13-second exposure because that's what he's given me at ISO 160, and it's not looking too bad. It's nice on this side because you can see inside the boat. You can see the tiller for steering, and you can see inside the actual deck as well. So it's quite a nice shot. I've got it on a vertical. No, I haven't. I've got it on a horizontal. Yes, got it on vertical. I'm getting all confused now. I've got it on a vertical shot because I wanted that portrait shape, that portrait style, just to get the whole of the boat in. It's all about the boat, and then a little bit of the sky and that behind it, and a little bit of water. The tide's not high enough now to get a lot of water in the foreground. I might just move around just slightly to see if I can get, there's a bit of a rainstorm going on in the background. Like I said, I've converted my L bracket and it's absolutely perfect now. It fits on the camera so nicely, and I will do a video just on this L bracket, how I've converted it, thanks to one of my fantastic subscribers. But the sky around this side is really awesome. I can probably just about get the boat in without the land or without the water, just about. So I'm going to put it again on that side. I like it on that side because that's where the sky is, and I'll bring my focus point over to the boat, which is down here somewhere, just there. I'm at ISO 160, f13 to give me a little bit of a longer exposure. I might even take that up to f14 just to really stretch it out. It's giving me 20-second exposure. Again, 2-second time. We'll take a couple of shots like this, then I've got to get my drone out. Owen's just it as is out, and it's absolutely fantastic. And while there's a little bit of water around the boat, I've got to get the drone out to show you right up close to this boat. Right, so I'm done playing. I managed to get my drone out a little bit. I still need to work on my drone settings. I'm no drone expert, that's for sure. I need to get the settings sorted out so I get a better picture quality on it. I didn't take any photographs apart from one with the drone. It was all about a little bit of video and B-roll for you, which you've probably already seen. The one photograph I did take was just of the texture of the rocks of the mud. I just liked it through the lens. It looked pretty good. The tide's going out now as quick as it came in, and there's not a lot of water around the boat at all. So I think we're pretty much done here. We've all got photographs. We've all managed to have, I think we managed to execute the plan and the project of what it was we came to do. It's time to pack all this lot away. camera as well. We don't want to leave that on the tripod. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we're going to head back to the car and get ourselves a coffee, get the jet boiler and go get a coffee, clean these boots off somehow, and yeah, pack away and work out what the next project's going to be. But I'm going to say thank you for watching. If you stuck through this one, it's much appreciated. I do enjoy making these videos for you when you're watching them. And oh, let's just get my filters off. And yeah, it's all worthwhile when I know that I've got an audience. So until next time, don't forget, like and subscribe, tell a friend. Let me know your comments on the photographs. Did they par on a similar sort of processing base, on a similar look to what the other guys have shot? Like I say, I showed you their images at the beginning. I think I'm gonna have something pretty worthy of the day out or the morning out. And it's only, oh, what's the time now? 11:15, and we're done. We may just jog on down to the old pier at St Anne's, Lytham St Anne's, because the old pier is pretty cool, and in these sort of conditions with a little bit of water and some grey around them might look quite nice. So if we can park down there, I might just stick a picture up at the end of the pier. But until next time, ciao for now. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Look at these. I've got mud slippers on. Right, that's it. That's good.
Supposed to be getting the mud off your wellies. Playing.
It's the back of yours. Try and strip the back of them on.